to Green Hill Gaming and welcome to The Road to the Super Mario Bros. Movie, a series of live streams hyping myself up for the Super Mario Bros. Movie by playing pretty much every single mainline Super Mario Bros. Video game. So I, Green Hill Gaming, Yanni, will be going all out, leading up to the release of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. I really will be playing every mainline Mario game in the series, leading up to the release of the movie. So this is part one. I'm going to get stuck into the original Super Mario Bros. Oh, actually, no. Scratch that. No, I'm actually going to play Mario Bros. Mario Bros. On the NES. How embarrassing, because I actually have SNES loaded up right now. But never mind, I'll load up the NES there now in just a moment. So sit back, relax, and enjoy part one of the road to the Super Mario Bros. Movie. So just give me a moment now. Give me a moment. And I had this wireless SNES controller in my hand ready to play some SNES, but we won't be playing SNES in this live stream. We're playing NES because I'm going to play Mario Bros. It's a me, Mario. Very, very impressed with the Super Mario Bros. Movie trailer. Looks absolutely fantastic. Bowser looks and sounds fantastic. Jack Black is going to make for a fantastic Bowser. I have no problem whatsoever with Chris Pratt voicing Mario. Absolutely no problem. I understand a lot of people have their issues with Chris Pratt voicing Mario, but I am not one of them. Actually, oh my God, this is a terrible start to the road to the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Oh my God, I'm actually going to play Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong is going to be the first Mario game that I'm going to play leading up to the release of the Super Mario Bros. Movie, because Donkey Kong was the game that Mario technically debuted in. He was Jumpman. He was called Jumpman at the time, but you will see in just a moment he literally is Mario. So yeah, Mario's official debut was Donkey Kong, and I am playing with my Nintendo Switch Online NES controller because I'm going to be playing Donkey Kong on the Nintendo Switch Online NES. So as you can see, lots of NES games to choose from and play. But the one that I'm going to be focusing on right now is, where are you? Donkey Kong. So we can get some information on this game. Donkey Kong has kidnapped Pauline and it is up to Mario, the fearless carpenter, to come to her rescue. Now what's interesting is he actually wasn't called Mario, though, to be fair. He was actually called... Oh no, never mind, he was Mario. I'm so confused. Jumpman was in... No, he was called... Jesus! This is terrible. I am doing a terrible job hyping myself up for the release of the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Yes, he was called Jumpman. They're confusing me there by saying Mario. He wasn't called Mario at the time. Come to the rescue. Throwing fate to the wind, Mario tries desperately to climb the labyrinth of structural beams, from the top of which Donkey Kong taunts him. Help our hero ascend the metal structure by dodging an assortment of fireballs, steel beams, and exploding barrels. The angry ape hurls at him. Prepare yourself for a never-ending adventure as Donkey Kong takes Pauline away to the next level every time Mario gets to the top. Based on the arcade game of the same name, this classic will keep hardcore and casual gamers entertained for hours, and this game still keeps so many gamers all over the world of all different ages and generations, whatever else, entertained. And that's what Nintendo is all about, entertainment, entertaining people for years and years and years. So, yes, as I said, this is the road to, this is part one of a series of live streams leading up to the release of the Super Mario Bros. Movie by playing all of the mainline Mario games. And this game right here, Donkey Kong, is where it all began for Mario and the Mario series, because this is the game where he debuted in. So let's get stuck in. Now, as I pointed out, he was originally called Jumpman, but nonetheless, you will see right now why he is Mario, because look at him. He literally is Mario. Look, he's got the red cap. You know, he's got the red and blue overalls. Interestingly enough, he's a carpenter in this one. So he changed the jobs from a carpenter to a plumber. This game is such an iconic game. Needless to say, because not only was it the game that introduced the world to Mario for the first time, but it was one of Shigeru Miyamoto's first video games. He was hired by Nintendo to work on an arcade machine that had like this old like Nintendo game in the arcade that didn't do very well, and he would redesign the whole thing, and he would create Donkey Kong. And it is a game that set the world on fire. So it did. And it also introduced us again to Mario for the first time. This is where it all began. If it wasn't for this game, we would not be looking forward to Super Mario Bros. Movie right now. That is for sure. Let's try to concentrate. This is definitely a tough game to stream. So yeah, I think I'm going to focus on Donkey Kong in this live stream, because this live stream could end any second. Just want to let you know. Is it very dark right now? Just in case it is, I'm going to close one half of my curtains. Don't make it too dark either. Just like that. I think that could be okay. So we're on level 2 now. And Mario has fallen to his death. No more Mario. No more Mario movie. No, he's still alive. And he fell again. So I'm going to create a playlist on my game over. I'm going to create a playlist, okay, on my channel, where I'm going to put all of the road to. I'm going to name the playlist the road to the Super Mario Bros. Movie, and of course all of my Mario live streams will be put into that playlist, so you'll be able to find them, because I'll be streaming other stuff in between, so it'll be easier for my viewers to check out my road to the Super Mario Bros. Movie content. And let me tell you once again, I am planning on doing a lot. Oh God, damn it! A lot of live streams. I'm planning on playing literally every mainline Mario game. I keep saying mainline because it's mainline that I want to focus on. I know there's all different types of Mario games. There's all different types of spin-offs. There's a Mario Kart series, a Super Smash Brothers series, Mario Tennis, Mario Go. Have you heard that one? Mario Go. Gaming with oh my God, is that Ruby? No. It is Ruby, is it? I'm so confused. It's embarrassing. I just saw Rube, and I just thought straight away that it was Ruby. But nonetheless, you are very welcome to Green Hill Gaming for part one of my road to the Super Mario Bros. Movie series of live streams. Part one is, of course, Donkey Kong, because this is the game. This is the game that introduced the world to Mario for the very first time. So what better way what better way to kick off this series by playing Donkey Kong. Mario's debut. Oh, I'm dead. God, this is going great, isn't it? Oh, it is. Missed you for a long time. Oh, God, Ruby, how have you been? How is everything with you? Great to have you back on Green Hill Gaming. And what better time to come back than joining the road to the Super Mario Bros. Movie. Have you seen the trailer? Are you interested? Are you a fan of Mario? Are you looking forward to the Super Mario Bros. Movie trailer? I'm actually hyped. I think it looks absolutely fantastic. I think it's going to give the Sonic movie a good run for its money. You know, I think what this movie has going for it is it's a full I'm so bad. It's a full animation. It's a full animation. You know, whereas Sonic is kind of like, you know, okay, so I've got Sonic and he's in the real world with real actors and real kind of locations. You know, which is good. It's good. I mean, I love the two Sonic movies. Absolutely love those movies. But again, I think what the Super Mario Bros. Movie has going for it is it just really looks like the video games in every way. I mean, look at Bowser. Look at Bowser. Like, have you ever seen, like, you know, a character from a video game just looking that good? Like, oh my God, like, looks absolutely fantastic. I was subscribed to you last year. Yeah, I remember that. It was even longer, I think. If I'm thinking of the right person, like Ruby, as in like Ruby, like from like all those like Fall Guys live streams and everything. Yeah. But I think it might have been longer than longer than a year. The Ruby that was like asking me like requests for what you call it, Avicii Encore. I thought that was much longer than a year. I think you were subscribed longer than a year. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think it might have been longer than a year. I don't have Discord yet, but it is something that I might get eventually. Just not something that not something that I'm interested in right now. Just look at how simple this game looks and plays, and to think that this game would set up such an iconic video game franchise, video game mascot, like the mascot for Nintendo, like, you know. Like, I wonder, did like Shigeru Miyamoto and Nintendo and, you know, even the people playing these games, like, I wonder, did they know at that time, in that moment in time when Donkey Kong went gold or whatever, like when this game was actually like complete and people were playing it, like, did they all say to themselves, this is going to be such an iconic franchise, and in 30 years time, you know, people are still going to be playing this character Mario, you know, jumping over obstacles and platforms and overcoming challenges and saving damsels in distress, and, you know, movies of it. It's just, you know, it's interesting. I'm interested in that, like, to see, like, did anyone actually think that back in the day? Yes, longer than a year. Yeah, I think it might have been 2 years. But great to have you back on the live stream. How is everything with you? I'm playing so bad right now, but it doesn't matter because we're hyping ourselves. Oh God, hyping ourselves up. Be interesting to see Donkey Kong now as well in the Super Mario Bros. Movie. They're obviously going to be releasing more and more trailers going forward, you know, obviously leading up to the release of the movie. So, you know, we're going to see like Donkey Kong and Peach and it. But McDonald's, oh my God, I'd say Nintendo are pissed off right now with McDonald's, because McDonald's have actually, like, first they leaked Mario's face before the trailer, but now they've also leaked Peach's face as well, and she looks like she more of an attitude. You know, she's got an attitude, I think, this time. She's folding her arms and everything, like, you know, she's not just this kind of like helpless, you know, princess anymore. Like, you know, she really has an attitude, like, you know. I can see her like giving Bowser a few slaps in the face, like, get your hands off me, you know. I am good. Glad you're keeping well. I am doing very well now. Thanks for asking, Ruby. I'm happy and hyped to be celebrating the upcoming, prepare myself for the upcoming Super Mario Brothers movie by playing every mainline Mario game, starting with Donkey Kong, the game where it all began, the origins of Mario. Do I have? No, I don't have Discord, Ruby. No, I don't. Sorry. Donkey Kong. Oh God, is such an iconic, polarizing game, and I just think it has Nintendo written all over it because you've got this like simplistic. Well, to be fair, every game back then looked simplistic, but just simplistic controls, simplistic gameplay, simplistic objectives, but so fun, right, to play, and extremely difficult as well. Not that every Nintendo game is difficult, but back then games were far more difficult. But it basically just it's easy to pick up and play, but very, very difficult to master. So I think this game set the tone for Nintendo, I think, for years and years to come. And again, more importantly, it introduced the world to Mario, for the very first time. And I fell off again for the very first time. And and that's the most important thing, really. Relevant to these live streams. I'm glad that you're giving females that they're giving females more empowered characters, but I hate it when they try to shove it down your throats. But MCU has been doing a lot of that recently. I hear you, big brain. I hear you. Don't you worry. I hear you. And you are very, very welcome to Green Hill Gaming, big brain, for part 1 of my road to the Super Mario Brothers movie. Live streams. I am going to be playing all of the mainline Mario games leading up to the release of the movie. So hope you're keeping well, and I hope you enjoy. Hope you did a live stream. Let's play GTA 5. GTA 5, not my cup of tea, unfortunately, Ruby. I'm sorry. If you have multiverses, I'll give you a game of multiverses or something like that. GTA 5, not my cup of tea. And Big Brain, I hear you. Let's hope that they don't go full like feminist and kind of like woke. And as you said, like in your face. Because I personally like if Peach had this attitude. I like the fact that she's folding her arms. I like that. Believe me, I like that a lot. I like she's got this kind of attitude now, instead of this being this helpless, oh, I'm a female, I'm helpless, you have to save me. I'm not going down the road of feminism now, but I will admit that's not really a true representation of females, you know what I mean? And it would be nice to see that side of Peach, to be fair. But obviously if they kind of shove down your face feminism, then I wouldn't really kind of be too kind of keen on that. But I definitely hear what you're saying, 100%, Big Brain. Definitely. I want to play a game with you. Sure, Multiverses is free to play right now. All the time, it'll be free to play. So if you want to download Multiverses, if it's your kind of thing, we could play Multiverses. It's just I have no interest in GTA 5. So sorry about that. No, sorry about that. Just not my cup of tea or cup of coffee or cup of anything. To be fair, I like it when they make females competent characters, but why do they have to dumb down all the males just to make the females look better? It's the main reason I didn't enjoy She-Hulk. Never seen She-Hulk. Not really a big comic book kind of a guy, to be fair. But that's a very good point. I haven't noticed it too much myself now, but I will start noticing that now from now on. I'll try to take note of that to see what's happening there. Because that's a very interesting point. Do you know what I mean? If they're kind of trying to say let's make females more competent, but then dumbing down males, it's kind of counterproductive, you know what I mean? It's kind of counterproductive in a way, but it's a very, very good point there. I'm going to take more notice of that now, watching movies, series going forward, to see if that is the kind of case, making the males kind of dumb, and the females kind of overpowering the males and stuff. Yeah, it's interesting. The thing about She-Hulk though is She-Hulk has always been around. I remember watching The Incredible Hulk cartoon on Fox Kids when I was a kid. Like it's a thing. Like She-Hulk is a thing. Like so yeah. But I won't, like I mean, like with the risk of like like I don't want to risk like going all like kind of like having a debate and a rant in these live streams, But all I was saying anyway is I kind of like this kind of like attitude from Peach. That she's not just going to be like she's not just going to be this like I hate to say it like, but like a lot of the times in the games like she's just boring. Like she's just there like, oh, I've been kidnapped by Bowser again. Oh, I've let myself be kidnapped by Bowser over and over again. Oh, I'm so useless. I'm so pathetic. Oh, save me, Mario. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, I like to see in the movie like just a more confident Peach, with a bit of attitude, and instead of just willingly, like I wouldn't say willingly, but instead of just being this helpless damsel in distress, is my point. Is my point there. But I hear you, Big Brain. Trust me, I hear you. Exactly, hear you, man. Don't worry about that. I've had many rants on this channel about these issues, so don't worry. Definitely hear you. Yeah, of course, Peach has always been a bit of a filler character, an objective more than a plot. Exactly, for a princess. Exactly, like a bit of backstory to her as well. You know what I mean? A bit of lore to her, and just give her a bit of personality. Don't just, as you said there, just don't make her an objective. Like that kind of way. Like just make it meaningful, make her meaningful. But I think there will though. I think the fact that she had her arms folded in the McDonald's advertising that they leaked. She definitely, like, she's folding her arms, and I think she looks very like competent. And the word I keep using is attitude and like personality, which I really like. So I'm actually going to create a save point, suspend point on this level, because I keep having a tough time with it. So, okay, controversial question. What are your thoughts on Chris Pratt voicing Mario? I would love if you just had like a different take on it. Oh God, I would love that so much. Because I think it's safe to say we know what the majority of the internet feels on Chris Pratt voicing Mario, but I just have to know like what each individual person feels about Chris Pratt voicing Mario. Me personally, I just don't care. I really don't care. I don't play Mario games to listen to his voice. You know what I mean? Like, isn't that a good point? Like, if I say so myself, like Mario games are not critically acclaimed because of how he songs. And as I've pointed out in a good few of my live streams now, like Mario didn't speak until Super Mario 64, right? When Charles voiced him. But like before Charles voiced him, he actually did have a voice in the cartoons that released like the late 80s, like very early 90s, right? By that wrestler. I keep forgetting his name. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, did anybody have a sissy fit or hissy fit, or both, to be honest with you, when Charles voiced Mario? Did anyone say, like, when Charles voiced Mario in Super Mario 64, did anyone say, oh, that doesn't sound like your man from the cartoons? That's not Mario. Not my Mario. Did people react like that? I'm sure they didn't. And he barely even speaks in the fucking games as well. It's not like he has a full-on conversation with the characters in the game. So I just think people need to back up a little bit, calm down a little bit, and stop trying to make this out to be the worst thing ever. Because it's not that big of a deal. in my personal opinion. It's not that big of a deal. I just find it really funny more than something I hate. Chris Pratt doing an off-brand Italian accent just seems comical. I don't get those who get angry over it. Well, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. That's the point I'm going to focus on. The fact you don't get I don't get it either, man. I don't get it. I don't get why people get so angry about it either. Like, it's not a reason to get angry. Like, when we have Resident Evil, Welcome to Raccoon Shitty, as I like to call it, and you've got Hispanic Leon S. Kennedy. And you know what? Even apart from the fact that apart from the fact that they completely race swapped him, right? Apart from that, he looks nothing like Leon, and he acts like some kind of like really like, you know, he's like this dumb little brother. No offense to any little brothers out there, I'm one of them, but he doesn't look like him. He doesn't act like him. It's not Leon Kennedy, right? And then you've got Jill Valentine, which is mixed race, and again, that's race swapping again, right? Race swapping again. And just overall, that movie was terrible. They squeezed in the events of the first two games, right? Even though those two games take place like, you know, months apart, right? Oh God, don't even get me started in the Netflix series. I mean, come on. I mean, Wesley Snipes, you know, Blade as Wesker. I mean, come on. Come on, like, that's something to get angry about. That's something to complain about. That's something to like, oh, this movie's going to be terrible. But, like, I mean, somebody voicing a character that doesn't even talk in the games, right, to me is not a big deal. But everything I just pointed out, like, you know, but the voice actor of the cartoons, it's just not that big of a deal. But yeah, exactly. I mean, people need to stop getting angry. You need to calm down. I mean, Mario's voice is not what makes the series great. I'm sure Mario has gotten plenty of like kind of you know, is a critically acclaimed, got plenty of like awards over the years, and I don't think his voice is one of them. Like, God, I could talk about it for so long, but yeah, I just think people need to just relax. Not that big of a deal, like. The issue I have with a lot of video game shows, they struggle to translate the plot over. Oh, definitely. There's a reason it's a game and not a show. It was always designed to be played. That's a good point. It's a struggle. It's a struggle to make it work, isn't it? You know, like as you pointed out, a game is meant to be played. You know, which goes back to my point about Chris Pratt voicing Mario, is like, because in the games he doesn't actually have a voice, but now we're making a movie, so he kind of has to speak. You can't have this character on the screen for like 90 minutes that doesn't actually speak, so he has to speak, and therefore, like Charles Martinet, he never actually had a full conversation as Mario, so they had no choice but to find a different voice actor. And that's the example of what you're saying there about translating a game into a movie or a show. You know, but yeah, they definitely, a lot of video game movies, they really do struggle to translate the actual plot from the game. You know, yeah, but like, they just don't do that big. It's like they don't even put the effort in, though. I mean, what the hell has Resident Evil Netflix got to do with the games? Do you know what I mean? Like, it's terrible. Like, it's like, I understand it can be tough to translate a game into a movie, but at least put a bit of effort into it. I mean, I've on my channel many times, I've had plenty of ideas of how it can be done. Plenty of ideas. I think one of the ideas is, if you actually look at the original Resident Evil, right? Like, stars are like investigating the site of where Bravo team's Bravo team's helicopter crashed, and there's even a scene like where like they've got the camera, you know, and they see like Joseph's dead body and all this, like, and you know, they could just tell this kind of like almost like found footage, right? Like found footage of the mansion incident, which, you know, gets deleted by, you know, the Raccoon City Police Department later on, because obviously they were like working. Working with Umbrella, like the kind of exposed to corrupt the whole thing. Um, that's fall Donkey Kong fall. That's the direction they could go in. There's many different directions they can go in, but to me, I don't think anyone's really put a lot of effort into like translating the plot of the games into the movie. That's what I would say about that anyway. To be honest with you, people get upset because it's Chris Pratt. He's famous. Charles wasn't until Mario. They're both probably decent voice actors. One just famous for things other than Mario. Nothing to get angry over. There's nothing to get angry over. That's exactly the point again that I'm going to focus on. There's nothing to get angry over. Absolutely nothing to get angry. Nothing worth getting angry over anyway. As I pointed out, like a Hispanic scruffy Leon is something to get angry about. You know, Wesley Snipes playing Blade, you know, in Resident Evil Netflix. That's something to get angry over. You know, doing a terrible job with the plot of Resident Evil or Welcome to Raccoon City. You know, that's something to get angry over. Those are issues to get angry over. These are issues to really, like, you know, voice your opinion. Like, but Chris Pratt voicing Mario, like, what is the big deal? Like, you know, it's nothing worth getting angry over. I'm getting angry now just talking about it. So this Donkey Kong game, this is really an endless game. It just keeps going and going and going and going. It's so easy to pick up and play, but extremely difficult to master. And you've got like people all over the world, you know, trying to get high scores in Donkey Kong. I mean, there's been documentaries made about it and everything. I think it was Billy Mitchell is one of them. It's so funny when I hear Billy Mitchell, I just think of the UK soap opera EastEnders. I just every time like that's the only Billy Mitchell that I can actually think of. But it's such an iconic game, played to this day, and it's the game that introduced us all to Mario. The hell, and I just thought like what better way to kick off the road to the Super Mario Bros. Movie than by playing Donkey Kong, Mario's debut game. Um, I simply cannot get race swaps. Make a character that is of another race. But why change an already existing character? What does the race swap add? I really don't get why they feel. I don't get it either. The only thing I can think of is they're just pandering to the woke generation, the snowflake generation, the easily offended generation. Oh, I better make a mixed race couple in this movie because they'll call me out for being racist, and I better make this character black for no reason because I don't want to offend anyone. And they're just walking on eggshells. The reality is, if you're going to make a movie based off a video game, you're going to make a movie based off Resident Evil, okay? And you're going to put in Wesker, then you have to look at the fact that Wesker is a Caucasian American. He is white. He is not black. You can do your own thing with the story. Wesker is going to be a little bit more badass than what he was in the games. Maybe he's going to be a little bit more calmer. But like, there's absolutely no logical reason to change his race other than pandering to the woke culture. There is no other logical reason to explain it, to be honest with you. And I don't get it either. It's quite simply, it's frustrating beyond comprehension. I don't get it. I don't get it myself, to be honest with you. It is so annoying. And it doesn't seem to be changing anytime soon. It doesn't seem to be getting any better. You know, it just seems to be happening more and more and more and more. And I fully agree with you. I don't get it either. I mean, they seem to forget the race is still a part of the character. You can't just swap it around without you. Exactly. I mean, it's just, I don't know why they get so like, why they feel the need to do it. Like, again, other than pandering to the woke culture, because the woke culture, like, you know, they're just so annoying. But yeah, I mean, Wesker is not black. It's simple. I don't know why people have to make things so complicated. Like, it's simple. Wesker is not black. Wesker is a Caucasian American. He is white. It is what it is. You know, if they're going to bring him into the movie, into the series, then you have to make him white. It is what it is. There's plenty of black characters. Sheva is black from Resident Evil 5. There's the guys that were working with BSAA in Revelations as well. Do you know? So don't know. I don't get it myself. I don't get it. It's very annoying. The more we think about it, the more frustrated I get. But that's entertainment in 2022. Unfortunately, it's just going to happen more and more. Again, unfortunately, it's just the way it is. But yeah, I fully agree with you. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And then what's funny then is, you know what's really funny is that there's a term going around called whitewashing, right? Um, where like they feel like the majority of the characters are all white, right? So they use this term. The woke culture use this term whitewashing. Why is this character white? Why is that character white? 'Cause that's the thing. If you do it the other way around, like if it's, let's say there was a book, and in that book one of the characters was black, and then it got translated into a movie, and all of a sudden they're white. You'd hear whitewashing. Oh, why they're whitewashing them? Why they're racist? Why they? But then the other way around, it just like goes over their fucking head. Why is Wesker black? Why is he being fucking? Why is he being fucking blackwashed? So what I mean? Like it works. People don't seem to realize, right, that things work both ways in this life. If you want true equality, okay, I'm not going to go off track here too much, but if you want true equality and you want true diversity in life, then you have to realize that things work both ways. You can't march up and down the street, right, with your protests, right, and your placards, your signs saying, saying, fucking, Black Lives Matters and, diversity and equality, like for you and like for your generation or for your race, right? And say like, we need to see more, we need to see more black actors. But like, I'm going off track now. But what I'm trying to say is everything works both ways. That's true equality. You can't just ignore the fact that they turned a white character black, right? But then focus on when it's a white character, there was a black character turning white. Do you know what I mean? Things work both ways, is what I'm saying. But a lot of these woke people just don't seem to understand that. They're so one-sided. They're so in your face and one-sided. I have nothing against characters of other race. Man, you don't even have to point that out. Like you don't even have to point. You shouldn't have to feel the need to point that out. I've been there too, in saying that we shouldn't have to like kind of like, oh, I'm sorry, woke generation. I have nothing against black. Of course, why would anyone have an issue with somebody of a different race? If they're truly racist, But the fact of the matter is that's never going to be the issue. Like I mean, that the actor that plays Albert Wesker is a fantastic actor. I watched him before the series. I watched him in Fringe. I think he's a fantastic actor. It's got nothing to do with him as an actor. It's got nothing to do with the fact that the actor is black. It's a simple fact that Albert Wesker is not black. Albert Wesker right now is in Dead by Daylight. Is he black? No. Do you know what I mean? It's just simple. It's simple. It's just so simple. See, the thing about these woke culture crowd is they want everything to be so complicated. They want to carry this big ass motherfucking ship on their shoulder 24/7. They don't want it removed. They don't want things to be simple. If you ask me, they don't want equality. They don't want diversity. They don't want the things that they're fighting for. Because if you fucking give them that, they've got nothing else to complain about. A good friend of mine told me they would literally fucking argue with themselves in the mirror. They would argue with themselves. That's how these people are insane. We have to realize that. The majority of these fucking woke motherfuckers are actually insane. They've got mental issues that they need to fucking sort out. They're never going to be happy. You give them the world and they will still come. They don't want it. They don't want the solution to their problem. They're happy enough to have a problem. They're happy enough to go around in life with a chip on their shoulder and complain to everyone and anyone that will listen to them about how fucked up their life is, how everything is so bad for me, and you try to go out and help them and give them the fucking rights and give them their equality and give them the diversity, and they're still not happy because I said they want that chip on their shoulder, they want to have a problem, they want to complain about something, and that is why everything is so fucking complicated for these people. Anyway, rant over. Let's celebrate the road to the Super Mario Brothers movie by playing some Donkey Kong, the game that introduced us all to Mario. The character I'm playing right now is, of course, Mario. This is the first time that the world got to see Mario and play as Mario, and he would, change the world and the video gaming world forever. He would set up Nintendo as, this big, video game company, um, and that is why we are all looking forward to a Super Mario Brothers movie right now. Oh, gone. Dead. Didn't actually realize I was streaming for 40 minutes. So I think I'm going to stream for 10 more minutes, and then I'm going to wrap the live stream. I'm going to load up my suspend point. Just going to look at the comments. But yeah. So yeah, apologies there for that rant. I'll try and keep those rants out of my gaming live streams. I do these live streams from time to time and videos from time to time. Johnny Talks, which is basically me talking about lots of issues, like the issues that I was ranting about there a minute ago, about like woke kind of culture and stuff. But I just don't think that they belong in gaming live streams. I think people may want to join this live stream to celebrate the upcoming Super Mario Brothers movie. Check out where it all originated. I don't think that they want to be hearing me rant and rave about issues that they just simply don't have any interest in. I think it's just important for us sometimes to just realize that sometimes it doesn't really directly affect us. Some of these issues. I mean, if they do affect us personally, fair enough. But I think a lot of the issues that we kind of rant about and stuff, and kind of get so kind of involved with, like they don't really affect us, And yeah, I think we need to Donkey Kong, stop throwing your barrels at me. I know it's the aim of the game, but still, stop it. Yeah, of course. Just was thinking about it recently. It didn't make too much sense to me, but you make some good points. Thank you. Yeah, man. Thank you for that, man. Thank you for that. Yeah, look, life is all about conversation. It's about having your opinion and views, and just having conversation and just talking about these issues. Some things need to be said, from time to time. But it's also about finding the balance of, like, being able to kind of get on with the rest of your life and enjoy it and not get stressed out. And yeah. But yeah, it's a crazy world. Like, it is a crazy world, and I think the psychology of the world interests me, just people's mentalities and their behaviors and stuff. And sometimes it just gets too much for me, really. You know what I mean? I get overwhelmed by it, and I just can't help myself from ranting about it. But I just really truly feel that way about a lot of these woke people. I just think that if they weren't protesting and complaining about something, my God, they'd have no life. They'd have no life. You could never truly satisfy these people. I'm telling you, you can never truly satisfy these people. I mean, you just cannot. You just cannot satisfy these people. There will always be something for them to complain about and to protest about, and they just won't stop. They will not stop, and I feel very strongly about that. I really do, and I just think these people need to look at life in perspective. Do you know what I think we a great moment for these people? And I don't want to sound like a heartless cunt now, okay? I don't want to sound like a heartless cunt, but I think particularly younger people, right? And I don't want to come across as some kind of old boomer, even though I'm not a boomer, I'm a millennium. Okay, so you know how they're like they don't even go to school, or or college, or even like attempt to like do a bit of work, they just spend their time like protesting, right? Protesting for climate change, to protect our planet for generations. And areas like rights for LGBTQI. Even though they've got so many rights, if you're gay, right, in the modern world, you can have a fully functional life. And other issues, right? Other issues, right? Racism, whatever else. And they're just protesting and protesting and protesting and shouting and screaming, and you know the world is going to be flooded in 10 years time if you don't pick up your plastic, and every movie has to have a black character, or you're racist, or if you're straight then you're homophobic, and just yeah, just this crazy like over the top wokeness, right? I would think it would be a nice, because it's all about perspective. Just what I'm trying to say is perspective. I think these people need to have a bit of perspective. So they need to be grounded. These people need to be grounded. I don't mean grounded as in punishment, but I think they need to get a phone call from their mother. I have some sad news for you, Bob. Your grandmother is very sick in hospital. She got a bad turn, and it's not looking good. You'll have to come in. We have to see her. She's not going to have much time to live. Boom. All of a sudden, like you're grounded. Like it's not like, oh my God, I got to protect the planet for future generations, or I've got to like walk up and down this street and protest for this and that. It becomes so at home and personal, and just what actually matters. It hits them in the face then, and I think that is what these people need to realize. A true problem. A true fucking problem. And then they're chip on their shoulder, like they just, I don't know what I'm saying really, but yeah, I truly believe that they do have a chip on their shoulder, and they like it. Like it's not even the fact that they want the chip to be removed. They just don't want. They don't want it to be removed. Like most people, when they have a chip on their shoulder, like if they get help along the way, to help the situation, they'd be grateful. You know what I mean? They'd be grateful, and they would appreciate the help given to them, and they're like, okay, so that part of my life now has been taken care of. I can move on to the rest of my life. But there's a lot of these woke people that just don't want that, because their entire life is protesting. Their entire life is, sticking it to the system, and all that kind of stuff. Like, and I just think they need to be looking at life in perspective. I mean, like, what if you got told you had 2 months to live? I mean, where would climate change be in your mind then? Where would fighting racism and LGBT rights be then? If you got told you had 2 months to live, well, things would get put into perspective then, wouldn't they? Oh God, I'm going to stop now. So I have like 10 minutes left in the live stream. We're playing Donkey Kong, Mario's debut game, kicking off the road to the Super Mario Brothers movie by where it all began. With these series of live streams, I am planning on going all the way to the most recent Mario game, which is Super Mario Odyssey. I don't know how it's going to work. I don't know if I'll be able to get that far. But I have now until April of next year, so it's not that bad. I think I should have time. I definitely should have time. Oh God. Okay, one more time. One more time and then I'm gonna go. I think on different, like, I think I'll have to maybe bring back Johnny Talks soon, so I can kind of like vent all this out, like, because there's a lot of things like that kind of happen around me like that. I like to kind of weigh in on like, but it shouldn't be told in these kind of live streams. So that's going to do it for this live stream. This is part one of the road to the Super Mario Brothers movie. Um, going back to where it all started. Oh my God, I'm so sorry you literally joined at the end of the live stream, Andy. I am so sorry, but nonetheless, thank you very much for dropping by and saying hello. And hello to you also. Hope you're doing well. Hope your weekend is going well. I am starting a series of live streams to celebrate the road to the Super Mario Brothers movie. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be playing every mainline Mario game. And in part one, I started where it all began, really, for Mario, which is Donkey Kong. He was the main character in that game. He was called Jumpman at the time, but we all know him today as Mario. He looks like Mario, he plays like Mario. So that's where I went in this live stream. Got to go all the way back. So yeah, there's going to be a lot more of these live streams to look forward to. So I hope you can check them out. I'm sorry for ending the live stream just as you joined. But I hope you're keeping well, and thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.